This author interview is brought to you by Luminary Publishing House.
All right, so viewers, I am so excited to have you with us today. We have a very special guest, Lily Joy Isaac, teen author of the debut poetry collection, Broken Heart. Lily, welcome. We are thrilled to have you.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
All right, awesome. Well, given that we only have a short time together today, are you good if we jump right on in?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. So, Lily, tell us a little bit about you. Who is the person behind the poetry?
So I'm from Egypt and I believe in Jesus. And obviously, I don't just do writing, I do crochet, and I've done it since I was in year nine, I think, and now I'm in year 13, so a few years. And I'm doing A levels right now, so I'm doing psychology, textiles, and English literature. And at university, I think I'll probably do journalism.
Awesome. So, what do you do when you're not writing or in school?
I like going on like walks and stuff, and I don't know, just like talking to my friends, and I like watching The Rookie.
Oh, I love The Rookie.
It's so good.
That's awesome. So, tell us about your poetry collection. It's rooted in lived experiences. What inspired you to start writing, and what made you decide to share these pieces now?
So I think I started writing when I was 13, I'm pretty sure. And like at that time I struggled a lot with my mental health and stuff. So I guess I use poetry as like a way to cope, I guess, like an outlet for my feelings.
Right.
Yeah, and I guess my poetry's pretty different to what it now to what it was then. Because like before I just used to like not really have a structure and I just like put my feelings on the page, I guess. But now it's like I'll come up with like a phrase or a word or something and then go from there.
That's amazing. So, as a young woman with a diverse heritage, some might say that the author's dream is a bit of a stretch. What has surprised you about your writing or even your author journey thus far? And do you have any advice for other teen authors, perhaps even those from diverse backgrounds who are aspiring authors?
Yeah, so in the Arab culture, it's quite expected for people to get like traditional jobs like a doctor or something. So I don't think I never really knew what I wanted to do, to be fair, but I don't think I've ever expected to be like a writer or author. But I think just like if someone wants to try writing, like I think just try it. And you don't owe anyone anything. Like you don't have to tell them, oh, I've tried writing or whatever. You don't owe them anything. You don't have to talk about your plans for your life or anything. So I think for me, I only told people I was doing writing when I actually first started writing, like for a book, which was last year. But obviously I've been doing it like years before, but I never really told anyone. So
Okay. So maybe keep it a little bit of a secret until you feel comfortable. Okay, I like that. That's great advice. So, if you could read one poem from your book to someone who's never read poetry before, which one would you choose and why?
I think I'd choose Decentra because I feel like it like embodies heartbreak in a way that's pretty easy to understand. And I feel like it shows how like a deep connection between two people is, and like a side point, I feel like I really like the flower, like I feel like it's really pretty. Yeah.
Okay, and for our viewers, it just so happens that Lily posted a reading of this poem just 2 days ago. You can find it on TikTok. Just visit Lily's account. So, Lily, what was the hardest poem to write? And what did you learn about yourself in the process?
To write was probably Broken Heart because I feel like there was so much to say in one poem. And I feel like it's kind of hard to summarize all the different emotions and experiences that
Mm,
come out of pain and suffering and like feeling that you can't heal and like you're past that point.
that makes sense. That makes sense. So, you've got other works in progress. Can you give us a sneak peek into what's next?
Yeah, I'm so excited about this. So something else I've been working on is my second poetry book called Healed Heart. And the main four themes of that are heart, hope, harmony, and healed. And I thought it'd be a really nice addition to have with Broken Heart. Since I feel like from what I've seen on TikTok and like from just like stuff that I've read, I feel like there's a lot of poetry books about like suffering and pain, but
Mm,
not as many about healing. Like I could be completely wrong, but that's just from what I've seen. And I feel like I wanted to create one to show like my own experiences and to give people like a bit of hope that you will get through the hard times and you can heal no matter what, like no matter how like deep you are into like your struggles, you'll always be able to heal.
You know what? And that's so important for the times that we're in, all over the world right now. Very, very observant from such a young professional such as yourself. So, for someone watching who's never picked up a poetry book, why should Broken Heart be there first?
I feel like it should be the first because I feel like everyone, no matter like to what extent, will all go through something like suffering or pain. And I feel like books in general are helpful to relate to what you're reading. Like if you're struggling and you feel like you can't speak to anyone, I feel like it's nice to just read a book and it feels like the author knows what you're going through. And I feel like it helps to know that you're not alone. And I feel like what's special about Broken Heart is that, like, compared to modern day poetry, some of the poems hint to healing, which I feel like a lot, like, obviously other people's poetry do, but I feel like a lot of poetry just focuses on, like, the pain. Yeah, but I feel like it's good to focus on both.
That's great. That's smart. So, Lily, as we wrap up our time together, I wanted you to leave our viewers with another tidbit of advice, this time about social media. You are very active on social media and have started to build quite a following on TikTok, but it can be hard to keep up that momentum. It can be hard to figure out the algorithms and even to keep yourself motivated to continue posting. So, what is one piece of advice you would give to other social media users?
I think an obvious one would be like to keep consistent with posting. And I know that can be hard. So I think like you just build it up. So like starting off with one post every like 2 days and then slowly increasing the amount helps with that. And it doesn't feel like it's like too much. I personally post like twice a day. Like sometimes I'll skip days because sometimes like, I don't know, you just don't feel like posting and that's okay. Like I feel like there's a lot of pressure on like posting and stuff. But yeah, and I feel like something else that's like not a lot of people know it, I don't know, but like interact with similar content to yours. So like for example, other writers post like I do think that interacting with people who has similar content is another way to get engagement because then TikTok sees that like or like Instagram, whatever, sees that you're like that's the post and like niche that you're into, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Well, awesome. Well, Lily, it is a pleasure to have you on this interview today. We are looking forward to so much more from you in the near future. And we wish you the best of luck on Broken Heart. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.